at this point we will quickly do this. If you may not be aware, placing cobble in the nether gives you netherrack. So we'll keep that down here just in case we want it later. And we'll leave that here, and we'll take the pickaxe because we'll need it up there, unfortunately. Now, unfortunately, at the moment I haven't got the easiest forms of ladders, so we make our kind of shimmy ladder. 3, 4. Uh-oh, ran out of that. As you can see, they're already spawning, but strictly on the portal, which I've got to cover up. Okay, at this point here, I will now place half stone, and we'll build off this. This will just be a little spot for us to stand on, and that way we won't get caught up by the pigmen spawning on our side of the wall. I also like to set up a bit of a perimeter just to keep us safe. We need to make sure we don't lose where our way back down is, which is there. Okay, at this point we'll start building the pigmen spawning area, which we want to be based around an area which falls directly onto that platform, which we want to then leave a hole that's about, where are we? We'll go 3 wide. 3 by 3. Oh, actually no, we'll go 3 by 2. That will work. It's always a slow beginning, as with any game of Minecraft. Now we build a little gated off area for us. Obviously remembering you'll need your pickaxe to get back up here, and or if you want to get through. I'll leave that gap there just for me at the moment. Now I tend to build this and just keep going around in loops until basically I run out of the cobble, or in this case smooth stone. Ideally this will provide us with a fairly substantial area for pigmen to spawn. And first thing I do when I get back to the overworld, we'll have to eat. I'm hoping I don't get struck too many times by pigmen here. We'll have a quick look, we've still got a few stacks left, so we'll keep going. I'm sure soon enough we'll have some pigmen spawn up here, and then we'll have to go deal with the ones down there. Always enjoy inventory tweaks, constantly keeping the items restocked. If you haven't used that mod before, always recommend it. Last thing you want to be doing is having to always swap out your items. Can sometimes be seen as cheating in terms of PvP if you've got items and it automatically equipping your armor, but that's an option setting, so if you don't like that you can turn it off, but certainly later on for sorting out chests, that sort of thing works out really well. And I keep misplacing blocks all the time. So this is close to the last stack, yes. Alright, that was a bit close. And we'll take this one, and this will be our final ring, hopefully. Hopefully got enough to go all the way around. If not, unfortunately it'll be a little bit unsymmetrical, but alrighty. And the last thing I tend to do is put a barrier on here, because if you decide that you don't want to trigger them to come down, they will automatically, because they just keep spawning, push themselves off the edge. So ideally we want them to push them towards the center of our ring, and in that way we will get their drops rather than the void. There we go. Yeah, thinking I might make this a bit bigger. Let's see. Two there, yeah, we'll make it one wider. Alright. Now that that's done, obviously while we're up here, pigmen aren't spawning, but as we go down here, as you can see, there is a mass of them, which is actually going to be quite annoying. So we might as well try and deal with that issue now by covering up all the spawn points for them. Yes, Mr. Pigman, yes. You are annoying. Now at this point the only place that's left for them to spawn is actually in the portal itself, which there's not all that much you can do about it. Hello, Mr. Pigman. Okay, considering I don't have much food, I think I might take the safer option, which is pushing these guys off the edge. Or at least as many as I can. Okay, I'd say this guy's going to come up here, or at least try to. But unfortunately still no gold nugget. But EXP. Okay, now that we've got that done, we will use our cobble and climb back up the top here and trigger the falling pigmen. I guess one thing is, while we're here, we can have some food, even if it isn't the best food. As you can hear, they are all up here. So at this point, we take out our dark mac pick and watch them fall. Doo-doo-doo. Now as we tower back down, they will spawn up there again. Ideally later on I'll replace this with some scaffolding, which will make life a lot easier. Always making sure that there's no pigmen coming through the portal, but as you can see, we have gold nuggets and food. Obviously you can make this area a bit bigger, but it always takes more time, which is always the biggest pain. If you want, you can just stand here a little bit longer and we can hopefully watch enough spawn that they push themselves off. But I'm a bit too, I don't know, I want my gold now. Ideally I'll collect enough here that I can get my first diamond and finish off the first set of rewards. And as you can see, they quickly spawned again. Quickly shift this one to my most convenient spot, and let's play Falling Pigmen again. Another way to get them to keep falling is to leave one up top. That way you can encourage the next mob to still be angry with you, and they'll all fall to the ground. So keep trying to get to you. Just being cautious not to get hit while you're down the bottom. And here, making sure you're not digging straight through the world, because that will not end well. But I might try my second method. Obviously not too worried about the rotten flesh left behind. But I'm hoping to leave here with 3 stacks of gold nuggets. But one more. So now, as you can see, there's still a few up here. So we'll wander down. All the pigmen will still be angry with the fact that we've hit one of their friends. And hopefully, because they'll keep spawning, we should see falling pigmen. Maybe we're a bit too far away. One way is you can strike them as they fall. If you can see them, obviously. Build ourselves a little platform here. Probably a bit too high, but obviously not the most efficient way of getting up and down, but does the job. Almost at 1 stack. Obviously knowing that the 9 nuggets go to 1 bar of gold, which will give us our iron, and once we have 4 of those, or the equivalent of 4 bars, we can get our first diamond. As we can hear and see, they slowly push each other off as we eat zombie flesh. As you can see, we'll probably have an infuriated pigman down there. Oh, maybe not. We shall see if he comes charging or not.